I just received my PSG1 and I want to tell you how amazing this thing is before we open it up, before we turn it on, check out some of the games that are already available, and figure out how we can start farming XP for the upcoming airdrops, which apparently could be very, very lucrative, but of course none of the numbers are confirmed as of yet. Also, if you already own a Seeker, which is somewhere in the background, you'll be pleased to know that there's some rewards and integrations that are coming there, and also games that you can play on both platforms. And if not, you can go and check out our Seeker video here and decide for yourself if you want to order one of those. All right, let's dive into the PSG1 by PlaySolana. So, needless to say, the PlaySolana PSG1 is much more than this old school Game Boy that I have right here, and I'll power them both on in a second to show you the immense difference. Now, aside from this brilliantly nostalgic design that frankly makes me want to go back to the 90s, you can also pick up these really cool skins. You've got a Whiff skin, Juke, Bonk, Pengu, Giga, and a bunch more. And they're calling this device a gamified Web3 discovery platform that fuses gaming, culture, and digital collectibles. So if you're into gaming, you like farming points, you like rewards, you like airdrops, then this is definitely something for you. So the first thing I noticed is that this thing is packaged so nicely that I'm deciding if I want to order another one and put it in the back there next to the Seeker and keep them unopened. But rumor has it that both of these devices are going to be relatively lucrative to actually use. So I might actually just have to open both of them and start using them. So the first thing you notice when you hold it is just how big the screen is and how solid the device actually feels. It's not cheap plastic, it's a sturdy device. Don't drop it obviously, but it feels good. On the side, you've got the power button. On the other side, these look like volume knobs. And I don't know if you can hear that, but these are going to be great for button mashers that love fighting games. And obviously, at the back, it's also got this fingerprint scanner, which makes it super easy to sign transactions. And I'm not sure if this is actually a feature yet, but I hope it is a lock/unlock button, so you can keep your younger cousins away from the device and stop them from deleting all your progress. All right, let's talk about the specs here, because for a first generation device, this is really, really impressive. The PSG1 runs an octo-core CPU with 8 gigs of RAM and 128 gigs of flash storage. But most importantly, it has a built-in hardware wallet. And obviously, it's both Wi-Fi and Bluetooth compatible as well, so you can connect to Wi-Fi, play your games, and I would imagine play with a headphone. Now, before we power this thing on and jump in to see which games we can already start messing around with, it is worth noting that much like the Seeker's Genesis token, the PSG1 also comes with these neat Genesis Soulbound NFTs, which essentially act as an early access membership, and it's going to be your identity pass for the PlaySolana ecosystem. Now, the primary function here is to act as an early access pass to the platform features, to events, to airdrops, and of course, future raffles. But it's also going to give you community status, meaning the early supporters of PlaySolana's PSG1 are going to gain ongoing benefits as the ecosystem expands, and that's going to be things like priority whitelist access for upcoming projects and partner projects. Now, you can already go and get yourself one of these Player 1 and or Player 2 NFTs, which are going to act as your in-game identity. So whichever game you're playing, all the XP that you collect is linked to your on-chain identity. It is worth noting that the floor price of these Player 1 NFTs is just over 4 Sol, but don't worry, because you can get yourself a Player 2 NFT for just over 1.4 Sol, which is about a quarter of the original collection. Or you can be cheeky like me and just download one of these JPEGs from the PlaySolana website under the Collections tab and get into the game that way as well. So I've connected this thing to the Wi-Fi here and I've entered the password using the touchscreen, which is an amazing experience. It sounds great, it feels great. Now that we're into the PSG1, there are some games that are already available, and I've seen on X that people like Solana Sensei have already taken their OG NFTs and they're using them as in-game avatars, so I'm going to try doing that with mine soon as well. Now, the official PlaySolana game, though, is something called Origins, and you can get started by connecting a wallet, or you can just jump straight in, pick a character, and you're off to the races. But if you're looking for a game that you can start farming points in right away, then Block Stranding is probably going to be a decent place to start, because they recently won a Solana hackathon. They've done a $10 million raise. I think it's $10.5 million. And they've built their own reward system. So even the smallest accounts can go in, get started with farming. But I think most importantly, it's a game that the Solana Seeker holders are also going to have access to. So they're likely going to be more players playing it to begin with. So that's the PlaySolana PSG1 device. And it's clearly a game changer in terms of first-gen devices. It's a neat build, massive nostalgia feels, the buttons feel great to mash, and the early adopters are going to get rewarded for supporting the growing PlaySolana ecosystem. So I'm super excited to see what kind of games are going to get rolled out next. Okay, one final point that I have to make here is that gaming is very much impacted by network effects. So you want to own a console that other people are going to be gaming on as well. And if you need even more evidence than the device that PlaySolana is building a growing ecosystem here, then look no further than the TGE of the Play token. Now, the pre-sale managed to sell out in just 3 minutes. We're talking about 150 million Play tokens that were sold for a total of $2.6 million. So let me know in the comments if you are keen to get your hands on one of these, or if you've already ordered one, which games you're most keen to play. And I'll see you next time for more of the very latest. Obtaining IP address. Drum roll, we're connected. Okay, connected to Wi-Fi. Can you even see that? Can you see that? We can fix this in post, right? Please fix in post.